did have the
3 count question of the week.
And there was somebody I was discussing with, or I saw this discussion on Twitter. I think Monday during Raw, and it had to do like right now. I think it was bringing up, is somebody going to turn heel at some point, and I just kind of like started spinning in my head, like right now, like I get the character portrayed, because in any TV show, obviously, that, you know, if there's not a live audience, or a movie where there's not a live audience, you have good guys and you have bad guys. But right now, obviously, with the empty arena era, or the the workers as fans era, whatever exactly we're calling this period of time, there are obviously heels and faces, like, but are they? Do they? The question I asked was, without fans in the audience, do heels and faces matter at all, or as much? So it's kind of however you want to answer it. And to me, like, I don't know that they necessarily matter as much. And I mean, I know in the WWE it's kind of been shades of gray, as Vince in the historic promo years ago put it out there anyway, that they kind of present characters to you. You kind of decide which way it goes, which depends on the live audience, because for years, obviously, Roman Reigns, John Cena, their characters were good guys, but they were booed. So I know even like Triple H had said in interviews that Roman Reigns right now is kind of, in a way, the biggest heel in the company, because everybody boos him. And if you flip that switch, and we had talked about it here, that a lot of people would end up cheering him as the bad guy. So, like, right now, do heels and faces in the traditional sense of the word matter, or is it just they're gonna present us storylines and characters, and we just kind of follow along with the story? To me, I think it's more we just kind of follow along with the story. I don't know that traditional heel versus face is as important right now in this era. Matt, your thoughts?
I mean, it's probably not as important, sure, but it certainly still matters. So, like you can't just have two people just going in and wrestling with no storyline, and there always sort of has to be some sort of villain just to get the fans invested, even on the TV. So, just because you're not getting that crowd reaction, you still definitely need that for the advancement of the storyline. So yeah, not as important, but still important.
All right, Ryan.
Yeah, I think it is absolutely important. I think it doesn't dictate how wrestling's presented anymore, and it can go on more of a match by match level. Using AEW as an example, you have a faction like the Dark Order. Those are obviously their heels, obviously. Then you have Cody Rhodes, who is, I guess you would consider one of the babyest baby faces available.
Sure.
But with his open challenge, he's not necessarily always wrestling heels in those style matches. Next week, Sonny Kiss. So more of a baby face versus like
sure.
a baby, you know what I mean? So it's match by match. And I think that's okay. I think that's probably the best way to do it, that you can allow some people to stand on their own. And I'm sure there's people out there that don't like Cody Rhodes and is going to boo him. The Booker giving himself the championship, no different than Roman Reigns getting booed as a baby face.
Sure.
But, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's necessary. You still do have to have good versus evil. Ultimately, I think that's why we tune in. Plus all the other pomp and circumstance. But, yeah, it's necessary.
All right, Tim, your thoughts?
I think that baby faces and heels matter more now than they did before we had quarantine, for the simple fact that right now WWE and AEW can reset expectations of the fans through programming of the crowd themselves. Having fans cheer, having the workers cheer the good guys and boo the heels, puts like a stronger impetus on like who to actually vote for once we all get back to normal. I think there's a lot of hard resetting of expectations in this era of wrestling right now. The asterisk, the period over the I in Jeremy Bear.
Yeah. Like Nikki says here, John Cena could never really be a heel because of the the Make-A-Wish. Too many kids love him. She said she's still confused why fans turned on Roman. He gave everything in both victory and defeat, and I think it was just kind of the thing of when the WWE tells us, hey, you guys are the authority, or they take the fans into consideration. People didn't want the Rocky Maivia of this generation like shoved in our throats, and it was kind of the current incarnation of Rocky sucks was to boo Roman. A couple of responses from social media. Zach on Twitter had said, yeah, because a show without conflict is boring. Heels need to be just need to compensate a lack of reactions with ferocity, which is an interesting take as well. You almost have to make them more vicious to get people to dig into that. Nick says they matter if it's done right. You need to tell the story and show everything on screen. John says you need a reason to watch. They are that reason. So again, thank you to everybody who had responded on our social media post there for the question of the week.